Good morning. How is everybody doing? Hello. I know. Spur of the moment stream, spur of the moment morning blend. But it's still morning. It's still morning. And well, yeah, we need to get the word out. I don't want to watch this flick by my lonesome. I'm not going to watch this flick by my lonesome. No. Ain't gonna do it, George. Ain't gonna do it. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Elihu. Good morning. Question: will you be there? Watch party? It's you know what watch party I speak of. You know the one. You know the one. You know it. You know it. Will you be there? Okay, it's 11 p.m. It's going to be 11 a.m. your time. I know, it's 7:40. You're up early. Did you have your coffee, Elihu? Did you? Did you have your coffee? Coffee. Or do you got other plans today? I mean, what is going on? It's Sunday. It is here. Yes, today's Sunday. Today is that card. The holiday that was made by the card company. Yeah, you know the one I speak of. Gee, you're the only one? Wake up, people. Wake up. Good morning out in YouTube land. You're on your third cup. See, me and Captain Trek. Well, Captain Trek's been on. He's been on for a couple hours. If he started on time, So, yes. But you gotta stop making that noise when I'm broadcasting, man. Clear them sinuses. Doggies. The doggies. Boy, it's just you and I, Elihu. There's a link. Yeah, the watch party. In case you don't know, supposedly watching this damn, I don't know, I think vampires involved. I think a werewolf is involved. And sparkly things are involved. Sounds like something gay. Very gay. Huh. Now I've done and offended the L's, the G's, the Q's, the R's, the S's, the O's. Whatever. Get over yourselves. I ain't afraid. Promotion time. Get up, geek. Where's NB Geek? He's usually up. Giving others another choice. Because, simply because I can. And I just felt like screaming. Hey, other person. Good morning. How's it going? Is your day getting started off right? Sunday. Yes. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. How long? Valentine's Day. I remember one Valentine's Day. As a gift to the family, the father got the family a VCR. Yes, we got a VCR for Valentine's Day. And it was so cool because, people were just barely getting the VCRs back then. And it's like, oh, cool. Let's go to the rental store and rent something. And this was before Blockbuster. This was just run-of-the-mill mom and pop video stores. Yeah. Remember video stores? Before streaming, before streaming services, there were video stores, which rented both VHS and beta tapes. And it's just and then they even had, the video store even had you must be 18 to go into that big section back there. And I was like, what is in that section back there? I want to know what's in that section back there. It was the 1980s version of Pornhub. Yeah, it was the 1980s of Pornhub, or X-Hamster. I don't know. Those little ones. Well, I have no idea. I just heard people talk about those. Mm-hmm. I just hear people talk about those. That's all about it. So the watch party streaming coming in a couple of hours now. Let's see. Countdown is at 3 hours. Oh, 3 hours. 3 hours to the mega watch party, where we get to make fun of it. Well, at least if people show up, I want to make fun of it while I'm getting very sick. Because it makes me sick, that movie. Yep. Hey, there's somebody else. Hey, you know what you could do? You're in here, you could type in the chat. Of course, there is I always forget about the delay. So you're probably typing something in there, chat. There's just a StreamYard and YouTube delay. There we go. Make sure I turn my phone volume. Oh, no, down. Wait, no. Hey, Cinnabunny Bun. Good morning. You refuse to type. Well, why do you refuse to type? Why do you refuse to type, Cinnabon? You don't like typing? Hey, yeah, everything should be voice activated. Type into it. Or just talk. And then it types your text. That would be easier, but sometimes that doesn't always work. It doesn't always get what you say, or it hears what it thinks you said, and then it types something else, and then you look at it like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. And then you already hit send, and it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna be in trouble with that one. And so you quickly said typos. Yeah. This is a dead chat. Did you have coffee, Cinnabon Bunny? You should get some if you need some. Yes, you definitely should get some. Wake up, people. Wake up. It's Sunday. Or is Sunday your day to sleep in? Days to sleep in are nice when you're working hard from a long work week, especially like those 80, 90 hour work weeks. You just come home and you just crash for 48 hours or something. Yeah. Those are always good times. No. There was no shaving of legs. No. Absolutely not. God. How dare you say that? To not shave the legs. No. I ain't gonna shave the leg. Never, ever. That was not part of any deal. Never will it ever be. Yeah. No. Never ever gonna happen. Never ever. Be right back. Okay, you'll be right back. Elihu will be right back, he says. What? I see you got waxed. What? I didn't get waxed. Where did you see that? No. No wax. There's no waxing whatsoever. Cinnabon Bunny. You're funny. No wax. Did you get waxed? Bazillion waxed? Be like all, what was that movie with, what's the name? Juice Bigelow, part 2, where, no, it was the first one where he's like moves his hand and gestures like, get all up in there, and like, no, that ain't gonna happen. No. Nope. Ain't gonna happen. No. Yes, no shaving. No Britain. No Britain waxing. No. There will be no waxing, no shaving of any kind. Absolutely not. Never. See, I'm waiting for some folks to see if they'll show up. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should let them know. Let's see. Get your ass over here. see. Messages. Where is he? I'm just typing here. Don't worry about me. Get your coffee. Smoke them if you got them, folks. Smoke them. Fill up your mugs. Yeah, okay. All right. Seems half-hearted. Go all in and wear a dress. I don't have no dress. No dresses. No, absolutely not. Hey, good morning, Snowdub. What's going on? How are you? Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Need to stop the YouTube audio.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep. Don't hear nothing now.
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Getting ready for this watch party, I guess.
You guess? You're not sure?
I'm never sure about that when it comes to that, you know.
You're going to do fine, Bill.
Yeah, I will be fine. Will people show up? That's the question.
Well, you've had people say they're going to show up. Is Andrea hosting the movie through SciTube?
Yeah, through SciTube, yes.
Good.
She'll be here on panel with us.
Terrific.
But then she's the. Hopefully she'll be able. Hope she knows how to work the SciTube because.
She's pretty smart. I bet if she doesn't, she can figure it out. Hey, I hosted my first show yesterday. Well, it wasn't my show, but I guest hosted. It went really well. And that was with about, I would say about 20, 30 minutes of practicing on StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
It went extremely well. I was really happy with it.
Good.
Did you watch it, Bill?
No, I have to say I'm sorry I didn't.
That's all right.
I fell asleep. I did.
Well, you're up all night, so I can understand why you were asleep.
That was shortly after the movie yesterday.
It was at let's see, it was 4:30 your time.
Yeah, I took a long nap.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you got some rest. And Cinnabon wants you to wear a dress. You going to wear a dress for us today, Bill?
No, not a dress. Just would have this ridiculous wardrobe Miss Andrea provided.
Well, don't let her hear you say that.
Well, what should I say about it? It makes me feel ridiculous, but
it might be ridiculous for you.
Yeah,
being a male.
No, but I guess I just I'm trying to figure out the wig here. There's a wig. Yes, there is a wig. And I was like, why is it?
And you don't have Miss Nina to help you with that today, do you?
No, and there's no brush. So I was like shaking it to get it to fill out. So I don't know.
Cinnabon, were you at the stream yesterday? I can't remember. I had so much going on. That was the hardest presentation I ever gave, but it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. I've had years of experience with podcasting, live podcasting. It's the first time I ever did a YouTube stream. Did you enjoy it, Cinnabon?
Says yep.
Well, he was there. He was saying yep to that.
Hey, NB Geek, how's it going?
Good. What's up, guys?
Hey, NB.
Hey, Professor. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, just chilling right now. My Keurig is acting up, so I'm cleaning it.
That's always fun.
Yeah, putting some white vinegar and water through it. So,
how's the weather there, buddy?
It has just started to snow lightly. We're expecting 4 to 6 inches, which is highly unusual for this area of the country.
I'm sure it is.
And the wind chills are supposed to go below 0 tonight.
That's cold.
Yeah, well, the actual temperature is going down to about 3 above.
We're not getting it too bad here. There's a lot of areas that are going to get a lot of ice. We're just getting all the rain, all that cold rain from there.
Right. Thank you, Cinnabon. Appreciate that.
So I will definitely have a look at the replay and make sure I smash that like button.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Did you catch any of the A Question of Truck yesterday?
No, I did not. I don't know what the heck I was doing yesterday at the end. Oh, no, what happened yesterday was, oh God, I was up till I woke up. I was up at 2 a.m. I fell asleep at noon, woke back up at about 6 o'clock, and then went back to sleep at 10. So, and I was just out. So, no, I didn't catch any, but was it good?
Well, you tell me. You rewatch it. I hosted the show yesterday.
Okay, cool. I'll take a look at it. Which channel is it on?
Question of Trek. Let me put the link in.
Yeah, please do that. I'll pop that up. How long was it?
It was almost 2 hours.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
Let me find the link here. Oh, there it is. There it is in private chat, and I'll put it in the public chat as well.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever did a YouTube stream.
Oh, cool beans.
Conti, Continuum Trek, he had his birthday yesterday, and he asked me to run his show.
Oh, that might explain a thing or two. No worries. I'm good. Did some fishing this morning. Caught me a couple good ones.
Oh, you did, huh?
Oh, cool. Well, they say.
Now go ahead, Jeff.
They say that cool, cloudy weather with low pressure is good for fishing. What were you saying, NB?
No, sorry. I went fishing on Twitter this morning.
Oh,
I should have said I went fishing on Twitter. I was like, oh.
Well, that's good anytime.
Catfishing on Twitter.
Oh no, it's too wet, it's too cold, and I have not. And my fishing license isn't renewed. Well, actually, I don't know. My fishing license might actually still be good. It's good for a year, and I think I got it back in August. But anyway, I'm moving in 2 weeks. I'm moving in less than 2 weeks.
Right.
Got the movers confirmed. Got the U-Haul reserved. Got the La Quinta near Knoxville. I was gonna do maybe Airbnb, but since I know La Quinta is pet friendly, since we're gonna have 5 pets with us and four people, 2 kids and 2 rather growing up kids and 2 adults. We're just I said why don't we just get 2 rooms, get 2 adjoining rooms. Because otherwise, trying to fit all that into one hotel room is going to be a nightmare.
Right.
Hey, bird. Kapla.
Kapla, bird. Yeah, Revan asked me a question the other day, Professor, and I kind of tagged him your way and Bird's way because he asked me about flights from New York to Texas. I'm like, I don't live in either of those states, so I'm like, you're going to have to ask some of these guys.
Okay, well, I've never been to New York.
Yeah, me neither. He was asking about airlines. I'm like, I don't know what airlines you would prefer. Especially, he didn't give me where in New York or where in Texas. I was kind of like, dude, you're that's a little bit hard to figure out.
Well, I know he's coming to Houston. Not this summer, but next summer, assuming things go back to normal.
Normal as compared to.
So he's probably wanting to know how to get to Houston, or from Houston to, I'm guessing, New York City.
I pulled I had a little fun with someone. They made a comment about greed, and I said, greed is good. Poor bastard didn't even know what the hell I was what reference I was talking about.
Is Revan coming to see you, Bird of Prey? Is he coming to Karoga?
Probably not.
I like this one I saw today. It goes, on Valentine's Day, everyone gets these candy hearts with messages on them say, be mine, you're cute, and I think you're special. Those are great messages. I want them every day. You know what would be great to put them on? My antidepressants. I like that.
Oh. You could certainly put them in the mix. Placebo effect. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah. This holiday was probably some people say it was invented by a card company, but it doesn't go back a long time. This silly holiday.
Hey, this guy, I was like, I'm sorry, am I being blunt? He goes, no, I think you're smoking something. I was like, no, that's later tonight. I actually got a laugh. I actually got a like out of the guy. I thought that was funny. I was like, hey, I can be a conservative and still smoke a doobie now and again. Or daily,
Right.
Yeah. Now, I did do one of my recertifications this weekend. I really slacked. I was going to do like 2 or 3 or 4 hours worth. I only did 1 hour, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to work this anymore. It's not the tests. The tests aren't the problem. It's the freaking videos are so goddamn boring. I unfortunately I don't think they were designed for people. Unfortunately, they weren't designed for me. They were designed for a layman. So I'm sitting here listening to painful comparisons that I'm like, I know. Can you please just get to the technical stuff? I have to actually skip through some areas because I'm just like, can you please get to the techno babble so I can focus on that? It's driving me nuts, but I got 9 hours out of 50 done, and I got till July, so I'll get it done.
Oh, you're
I wanted to get
well
it
on your way.
I was going to get it done by February, but I think it's most likely going to be March, April timeframe. But, no big deal.
Well, Bert, it sounds like Revan wants to come to your state anyway. I know New York's a big state, but who else would he know? Well, I guess he does have family here in the States. I don't know if he has any in New York or not.
Hey, 47 Yorktown. How is up in Canada? Of course, yes, New York is a big state. A lot of people.
I think I just said that.
Well, doesn't
whatever,
New York have
Birdo Prey. Whatever.
Bird, I think you have. Is it not? Don't they have the third highest population? Isn't it California, Texas, New York? As far as populations,
geographically, Texas is bigger than New York, though.
Well, technically, Alaska's big. Well, geographically, Alaska's bigger, but that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Well, you could divide Alaska in half, and Texas would be the third largest state.
Yes.
That's how big Alaska is.
Population of
New York is not a TARDIS, Birdo Prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, actually. Oh, wait. Nope. New York is number 4. It's California, Texas, Florida, New York. Gee, I wonder why, because a bunch of Californians moved to Texas and a bunch of New Yorkers moved to Florida. Now, if they could just leave their politics where they left it.
Yeah, no kidding. But they don't.
I left because of the taxes and property. Oh, I'm going to vote for this guy. I'm raising your taxes. Can you imagine how many people in Texas? I think about the only reason why Florida's even purple is because they know if they ever try to put a state income tax in, it's never going to work because that's one of the reasons people move there. I mean, it is. They don't have a state tax. They have a higher sales tax than other states, but not a state tax.
All right. See you at 11, Elihu. Yes.
Elihu.
He's going to go make his breakfast.
He's going to smoke him some bacon. And he's going to smoke him a bowl. Or he might smoke a bowl, then smoke the bacon, then smoke another bowl. And then come on and smoke another bowl. Smoke 2 bowls in the morning, smoke 2 bowls at night.
That's the one thing I wish I could do because I have to watch that damn flick, this darn flick, sober.
Oh, you're fucked.
I know.
You are fucked.
Have any alcohol, Bill?
I don't have any alcohol.
Where's those big bottles of Jackie you normally have?
They're gone. They've been gone. And then it's Bacardi rum. Captain Morgan.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about this. I guess there was a trailer for the Snyder Cut. again?
Yep, that's what he's saying.
Is it
Drop
any good?
today. It's just a trailer.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. No, I know it's a trailer. Don't get me wrong.
And half of the stuff's just part of what we've already seen, just with scenes that were taken out,
Yeah, I kind of
put back in there, and maybe new scenes were shot. I don't know. I don't know if they did any refilming of the new scenes for it, or maybe they filmed them back then and just removed them to shorten the length of the film. I wonder how long the film's going to be with his vision of it.
I thought they said 4 hours.
I'm concerned people are going to get hyped about this thing, which they seem to be already, and they're going to get disappointed big time.
Yeah, I would probably recommend go in with very, very low expectations.
The question is going to be is not so much the length. It's going to be, is it going to give the payoff? Is it going to feel like, the way a lot of people felt when they saw the movie? They were like, well, it wasn't a bad movie. It just felt like half a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I understand look, I'll be the first one to say flat out, I do not blame Snyder for any of this. The man was in an unbelievable, horrible place in his life. And yeah, I'm the first one to tell you. I'll say, sorry, family takes priority over a project.
Hello, Mark, the infernally tired. Look at there,
Mark.
Professor Bernie Specs. He agrees. See you later, Elihu.
We'll see you when you get
Take
back,
care.
buddy. But I don't know. I don't really have. I don't have high expectations. I'm very happy for people who have wanted this, and I truly hope they get the enjoyment they want out of it. Unfortunately, we know that's not going to be the case. There's going to be some people who really love it, and there's going to be some that say it's worse. It's just going to happen.
Sure.
Me, I'm not really a big fan of Henry Cavill as Superman. I'm just not. He just doesn't really feel like Superman. He doesn't come off as Superman. And maybe that's because I'm firmly in the camp that I think Superman needs to be a Boy Scout at heart. And that was one of my reasons for not liking Man of Steel so much, is they kind of made him a moody asshole. I'm kind of like, this isn't Batman, people. I gotta be honest, the only movie I ever saw of the Disney movieverse that it even looked like anybody was having fun was honestly was Suicide Squad. They all seemed like they were having fun on that one.
Never seen it.
I like it's actually the best in my opinion, and actually this is consistent with my family, is it's actually the best one they made. It's the one that's watched the most in my house. It's the one we enjoy the most. And I look at it, I don't know why my kids like it that way. Me, I just look at it, it was a fun romp. I treat it like a romp movie because that's what it felt like to me. And I felt it worked. I
don't think pretty. He'll bark at anybody who walks by. Yeah, I don't think the movie was It was okay, the Suicide Squad, but then again, I didn't know a whole lot about most of the characters. Apparently, upset if you're too fan of the comics. People didn't like it because, narrative and storytelling took the back door, and they're just two different things. When the comic book counterpart is so much different than the on-screen counterparts, and there's not a lot. You're very limited in film and time and everything, what you can do and how you can depict the characters. Hello, Michael T. of High Desert Comics. Good morning.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, Professor.
No
hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy? Is that fucking dog barking at Nina?
No, Nina's not here.
Oh, Nina's at her sister's.
Just somebody's walking by, taking trash to the trash because trash goes out tomorrow. One giant bin for the whole complex, and there's like 20. There's 23 units in this building.
Wow, this is interesting. No, go ahead. Sorry, Bill. Oh
no, it's not important.
Oh no, neither is what I was saying. No, it's more. You know me. I'm into politics. I actually got a guy I'm actually talking to a little bit, and every now and again, when I fish, I get a person who actually has some intellect. I like to keep those around.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how hard it is to have a decent political conversation in a civil tongue.
Mm-hmm.
He brought up a good point I thought was interesting. He's talking about with the redistrict lines getting done in 2022. I said, well, this is the reason we have a census every 2 years, every 10 years. I said, now the redrawing of districts, I said, that's a whole nother beast altogether. Oh, Mr. Lundell. How bad's the snow, man? You got a couple inches?
No marathon, Parrot Head. There will be no marathon.
Mark, I 100% agree, especially if they have the people who did, especially when they have the people who did Batman, Superman in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited stuff. When they have them in there, and I can't think of their names off the top of my head at the moment, but when they have those guys in there and then they can bring back some of those actors, I mean, they did a killer job, I thought, with Batman Returns, which is one of my favorite Elsewhere comics, and I thought they did a crazy good job with that one.
All right, you've done protected the house now.
Oh, Denny, I know that name. Now I got to look it up. I know that name. Yeah, I know that name very well. I'm drawing a fucking blank because it pops up. It's like when you're on Jeopardy and shit.
I even have a full civil conversation with left just of them is standing in their in the middle of the street. Yeah.
That's where I thought I knew the name from. He's a writer. Thought I recognized that name. Heard his name. I've never actually looked him up before.
What does he write?
Well, he was part of Batman the Animated Series, Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Freakazoid, Batman Streets of Gotham. I mean, he's actually pretty good at his understanding of Batman, Superman, and he worked on the Tiny Toons too. That's right. I forgot all about that. I like that, Mark. Unfortunately, politics is a little bit of my crack. Some people follow sports, some people follow celebrities. Me, I follow politics.
Hey, Thomas. Yes, in 2 hours. That's right. 2 hours.
Hey, Thomas. You're really not looking forward to this, are you?
Me?
Is Andrea going to be here to see you in the tutu?
Yeah, she better. I mean, there's not going to be much of a watch party if we don't. I mean, she got it set up through SideTube, and people who don't have a copy or Amazon Prime can watch along on the SideTube, and she has the link. I don't even have the link, so if she doesn't show, we'd have to say, okay, watch your own copy, and I'm gonna have to say, okay, I have to watch it on Prime, and then it'd just be us talking and ripping the heck out of it or making fun of it, you know.
I don't know. I think we should all do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing.
Well, that's the point. That's the point.
No, Jeff is not sleeping, Thomas. This is not Bill or Bird of Prey's channel.
I'm staring at you, Thomas.
Yeah.
No, I heard some noises. I've been concerned about the water pipes freezing. And
I don't blame
checking... Sorry?
No, go ahead and finish. Sorry, I just had an instant question, but I'll ask you it after.
So I was checking out the noises, see what they were, because I was concerned maybe it was the pipes. But something's going on downstairs, the apartment below me. They're moving stuff down there, it sounds like. So, and then I went and made a little breakfast. Got a little bit of toast. I bought some English toasting bread and toasted a couple
I
slices.
love that.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
What was you going
to say?
Oh, what I was going to say was one of the things you might want to do is, depending on how cold it is throughout the day, especially tonight, are you looking at freezing cold again tonight?
Down around 0.
Then I recommend you run your faucets just a little bit, just a little drip, just like a little small flow. That'll help keep your pipes from freezing.
Yeah, I started doing that last night.
Okay, so you're already aware of that. Okay, don't take that the wrong way. I know some people don't know that trick.
I'm from up north, so yeah, I do
you're
know
a Midwestern.
That.
You're from Ohio, right?
Yep. And
okay,
I did not.
You're a Midwestern. Yeah, you're a Midwesterner like me, so you know that process.
The other thing I did is I opened up the cupboards under the sinks. It helps bring in
the heat.
Air or around the pipes under the sinks.
Help get some of that hot air maybe spread under there and linger on top to help out. Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Yep, makes total sense.
If you got right now
I'll be right back.
20. It's about 20 degrees outside, and It's going down about 3 or 2 tonight, they say. Hello, Michael T.
Good morning, guys.
Cinnabon. No. There will be no live performances. No.
In the style of
Absolutely
interpretive dance.
Funny, Cinnabon.
Yeah, if you got room to crawl around under there, pool noodles make great insulators, and they're cheap as hell compared to, like, the professional pipe insulators.
Cinnabon, I heard Bill say that too. So
No.
you have a witness.
You didn't hear anything of the sort.
Witness.
Nope.
I distinctly remember it. I don't think I dreamed it.
Yeah, you guys, no. Ain't gonna happen.
And the other guy NB was thinking of was Bruce Timm for the Batman stuff, for the animated series. He's the actual artist, the guy who created that pretty distinctive Warner Brothers cartoon look there for a while.
Michael, I'm interested in your name, High Desert Comics. Where are you at geographically?
It is not Northern California. It is Southern Idaho.
Okay. Because I used to live in Arizona in the center part of the state, and we'd call that the high desert.
Oh, yeah. High elevation desert for Arizona, too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, where in California are you from? And I'm like, I'm not.
Let's see, Mr. Londell, you say it's 18 in Dallas, where I'm at. In San Angelo, Texas, it is, if it wants to come up, it's not coming up. It's so cold, it doesn't want to tell me how cold it is. It's 18 here as well.
There is nothing wrong with Professor being from Cleveland.
17.
It's actually 22
17.
here.
Oh, we're colder in Texas than you are in Idaho.
That's a surprise.
We're only about 37, 38 degrees. I think we actually jumped up to 40. But we're not getting all the snow and the ice. We're getting all the rain that comes with it.
It's too warm.
I'm too far on the side of that whatever cold front they got going. So I'm just getting all that shitty ass rain.
He's too far over on the spectrum, folks.
I like that. That was good.
The other guy you were thinking of, NB, was Bruce Timm.
Oh, thank you. Bruce Timm. Thank you very much. Well, as I always say, Kevin Conroy is always going to be my Batman.
Oh, yeah. For most of our generation, like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are our definitive Batman and Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody remembers the other stuff, but I didn't grow up with Adam West, for example, but I'm more than familiar with him. But it was when I was like 16, 17, 18, it was always get home from school quick because Fox Kids was showing Batman the Animated Series.
Yep, I remember that. I was I had a conversation at work, 3-4 years ago, I think. And I worked in an IT department. And this IT department, believe it or not, you will actually run into IT departments that don't have geeks in them. I know it sounds shocking, but they really do exist. And everybody was a huge nerd, huge geeks. And we got into talking, I don't remember. I guess they were talking about Heath Ledger's Joker portrayal. And I understand it got, I understand why it got a lot of praise, and I'm totally cool with that. My thing was during the conversation, I said, for me, the definitive Joker is always going to be Mark Hamill. And my buddy was sitting there and he's like, I got to agree with Jesse here. And I'm like, dude, for me, Kevin Conroy is my Batman. They're like, yeah, but they were just voice. I'm like, does it matter? They embodied everything that I wanted a Joker to be and a Batman to be.
Yeah, Mark Hamill embodied all three aspects at the same time.
I pointed out to people, I said, do you want to know if Mark Hamill could play the Joker? And this is back when I was still watching the CW, before it went whatever off the rails a few years ago. And I remember seeing Mark Hamill reprising his role as the trickster, same as he did in the 90s Flash, or playing one of the versions of that. And the way he was acting in that, I was like, if they had just put white makeup and green hair on him, you could have called him the Joker. I mean, he was actually doing that good. Mark Hamill missed his calling. I think he should have played more villain roles. And let's not forget, Kevin Conroy is the man who came up with the iconic idea of Bruce Wayne and Batman sounding completely different.
Yeah,
that was the first time it had ever been done.
The friendly party guy voice and hi everybody, how's it going? I am the Knight.
Yeah, exactly. That was the first time that was ever done. And it's been incorporated into the comic books now, and it's been incorporated obviously over into other medias, other cartoons, other movies and stuff. And they changed the way they do it, but they still always kind of go the same way. Because one of the things about Batman is you got to remember, Batman is not wearing a costume unless he's Bruce Wayne. And he's even said it. Batman is not my Batman is not my secret identity. Or Batman is not or whatever. Sorry.
Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Thank you. Bruce Wayne is the mask. Thank you. That's where I was trying to go.
It's early for everybody, NB. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bruce is the mask. Actually, there was a scene in the comic book during the Nightfall in the 90s. And one of the things was Bane this is before Bane goes to break Batman. It's the build up to Nightfall and the breaking of Batman, which was one hell of an iconic scene. Bane is looking through a pair of binoculars and he looks at Bruce Wayne and he goes, "That's Batman." And he goes, "How can you tell Batman's easy?" He goes, "You think he can put a mask on and I can't see it?" It's like, one of Bane's, and it's kind of a small throwaway line, if you think about it, but it really showed the intellect of Bane. Bane could recognize Bruce, Bruce is wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually quite new. And it wasn't until I was much older and reread it that I actually, when I was a kid, when that came out, I just thought it was a cool book. But when I got older and I started thinking differently and stuff, I was like, he really understood. I mean, because you got to think during that time, the whole point of what he's doing is he's testing Batman because he wants to see how far he can do it. I mean, people think Bane is just a big brute of muscle, but he's actually quite intelligent.
Yeah, except for the Tom Hardy version of him, he was always played as just like a brute.
Yeah, that I did not like.
The cartoon version of him was done with more intelligence and things like that. And then the Tom Hardy version was almost, I don't want to say the opposite because it's really hard to make Tom Hardy physically imposing because he's 5'8".
I don't know. They somehow managed to do it with Road Warrior.
Yeah, but you can kind of tell in what was it, Dark Knight Returns or Dark Knight, whichever one that was. That
I think it's Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Rises.
When he goes to pick up Batman, you can tell that's wire work helping him out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way he's picked. Yeah, it is a little hard. I know there was a lot of people who were unhappy he wasn't using the Venom in there. And I know they were trying to ground it in realism in some sense, but I'm kind of like, no Bane without Venom. I mean, granted, I will say this was a shit ton better than what we got in Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. They took one of the most imposing characters in all of Batman and made him a joke. And the worst thing is they did it to Mr. Freeze too, making it. First off, Mr. Freeze is not hugely freaking muscular. In fact, he's very skinny, thin-lined, and everything like that. And he's very cold in his dialogue. I mean, he's very robotic. He's not an animated kind of guy. And that's one of the things the cartoon series got real well.
Jitse, don't get me wrong. He's like a muscular, fit freaking dude. He'd be a great Wolverine. I think he's like a second or third pick for me, but he'd be a great Wolverine type character. He could be that kind of character, but he didn't pull it off as Bane to me. And again, it had more to do with like the production than his performance.
I think it more had to do for me was just, and don't get me wrong, I liked the movie overall, but seeing Bane so thin is just doesn't work. I mean, Bane is still muscular even when he's not on his Venom. I mean, you could have got someone like, and I'm just using these physical body types as examples. You need someone like a Lou Ferrigno, a Rock, what's that other, John Cena. You need someone physically built for that. And I don't think Tom Hardy was the right choice for that.
Did you see Dave Bautista in that role?
If you give him Tom Hardy's voice, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you like strawberries? Strawberries are packed with fiber.
That's a good point, Mr. Lundell. I never thought of it quite that way.
Oh yeah, that's a big psychological point, is that like Batman is just as off the damn rocker as everybody else. He just channels it.
Yeah, that's for
yes.
sure.
Well, that was one of the best things that we got out of, I don't know if it was Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, where he's sitting there talking, where literally Diana, Wonder Woman, is flirting with him. And he's like, "You're an immortal Amazon from a race of goddesses. I'm a rich kid with issues. Lots of issues."
Where they were casing the joint to break into Cersei's place. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
It's also the one where he sang.
Yep. I thought one of the more interesting ones was when they were, I don't think it was that, but it was where they had to, take their mask off, and Wally and Flash is like, "I don't know if I want to tell you guys my secret." And Bruce Wayne just basically tells everybody's
Clark Kent,
secret.
Diana Prince, Wally West, Bruce
Wayne. Yeah, he's like, "I don't got," and that's what I loved about him, because Kevin Conroy was playing Batman. Like, Batman doesn't have time for this shit.
Yep. That's exactly it. It's like, okay, the world is literally on its last leg. We do not have time to screw around with this.
We don't have time to worry about your secret identity, Wally West. And I think that was the whole point of him pointing out that he knew it. Like, for example, when I don't know if it was in Batman or Superman, I don't remember which one was the crossover with Superman, where Clark Kent looks at, Superman looks at him, he goes, "Bruce Wayne, you peaked." Now, of course, Clark Kent's going to know who Bruce Wayne is. He's a fucking reporter. He's going to know. And then Bruce Wayne basically pulls it on him, where he puts a chip on, he tracks Superman to where he is, and he's like, "You know my identity, now I know yours." And he just gives him a thumbs up and goes away. It's like, all right, do you want to play that game? I can play it too.
Yeah, tracked him back to his home. That's that's the intimidating part of that. Like, Clark was home relaxing.
And Batman found him. That was the other thing too I loved, was getting to see Batman be a detective. It's what I'm really kind of looking forward to this next Batman movie. God. Is a more detective style Batman. Okay? You okay, buddy?
Yeah, it's just sparkly vampires playing Batman, and that's
it all crashed in his mind.
Everybody's got to. Hey, every actor's got to start somewhere. Hey, you know what? Give the guy credit. I mean,
He
he
goes,
did the
I'm
job.
I'm not gonna work out for this movie. I'm not gonna do any type of extra exercise. I'm not because I'm special. I'm Robert Patterson.
Well, Michael Keaton was exactly in the peak of condition when he played him in Batman and Batman Returns. Just pointed out there.
When
And
your
my
suit has
biggest
sculpted
problem,
muscles.
huh?
Said when your suit has sculpted muscles on it, you can slack off on some of the work.
I would say, I mean, honestly, I think Ben Affleck, when he got into the suit and, he was bulk, that was always my thing. I always told people, I said, my issue with Christian Bale is he's too fucking skinny. I said, I'm like, the problem is they keep always putting skinny people in these suits. And I'm like, Superman is not, or Batman is not a skinny guy. He's not a lean guy. He's a bulk guy. He bulks up. He pops on the muscle.
He's
that's
literally a
the
guy who got to
Yep.
Captain America standards through the long road.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Oh, Michael T, I got to ask you, did you ever read, I think it was in Legends of Darkness, did you ever read, was it called Prey? Was that the one where he got addicted?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not as deep into the DC comics as I am Marvel.
There was a great, oh, that's fine. There was a great, I don't think it was Prey. I'm probably getting the name wrong. But basically what happens is Batman is down in a sewer. He's trying to save a little girl. And here's the thing. The girl drowns. She dies. He can't lift the rock off of her. All his tech and everything, he can't do it. And this really screws with him psychologically. And no, it's called Venom. I'm sorry, it's called Venom because he actually takes venom and becomes addicted and becomes even more violent and actually has a point in there where he tells Alfred, I'm locking this door. I don't care what you hear. You don't open it for 30 days, no matter what. It was a very good psychological Batman story because it was almost completely about a failure he had to deal with and how he dealt with failure. And this time he took to drugs, which was a rarity, especially when you think of the fact that, I mean, there's a quote one time where Dick Grayson even said, I can count the number of times on one hand I've ever seen Bruce drink alcohol.
Hello,
he's always
Andrea.
faking it at parties.
Yes.
Hey, Andrea.
Well, what he does is those parties is he just gets like the club soda or something. But, he's so good at his performance, he'll act like he's drunk or he'll act like he's, a playboy and everything. But when you really look at him, it's all a facade. It's all fake. That's not Batman. That's just Bruce Wayne being Bruce Wayne. Because, I mean, if you think about it, he's very intelligent about this. It's kind of in a similar area with the way Clark did it as Superman. He's kind of clumsy. Wears the glasses. People are like, how can you not see it? It's like because people aren't going to see a bumbling guy with glasses and assume that guy is the most powerful man in the world and is basically a god, because nobody's going to think a god is really going to take a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, I think, God, what was it? The Superman Returns movie, Brandon Routh.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Routh made a spectacular Clark Kent.
Yes, he did.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like the lines on the costume seemed wrong to me or something like that. But I don't know. I just felt the Superman part of it was lacking. But he did a great carry on of Christopher Reeve.
I think that's the only issue where I had is it just felt a little too much. I know they were trying to do an honoring, and I appreciate it. I ultimately actually like Batman or Superman Returns. I generally enjoy it. I don't dislike the movie. And I think the problem is one of the reasons why I don't like Man of Steel is, okay, we had a big blow up, big fight, big whole shit ton of shit died. But the whole point of the idea of Lex Luthor and Superman is physically a god. Luthor is just highly intelligent. And unfortunately, he's smarter in a lot of areas than Clark is. And that's why he's able to, and that's what he does. He uses his intellect to counter Superman.
I kind of don't like that, like the Gene Hackman, Kevin Spacey rendition of Lex Luthor kind of reduced him to a schemer, though.
Yeah, that is true. Now, Gene Hackman, I did enjoy.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
I
get me
still
wrong.
enjoyed the performances hella high. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the
There
guy they
was
got to
some
play.
Lex missing from that.
Oh no, I'll tell you where Lex was missing was in that Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
He just that was so nothing like Lex ever.
He was more a trickster or a joker in that.
I would go trickster more or less, but I would agree with that analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just popping in to say hi, I guess. See you, Andrea.
See, Andrea, you know you got to come back for the sparkly vampires.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I just put the link in the chat for that, so it's there. Trust me.
Yeah, I clicked in the wrong StreamYard link originally. I clicked into that first. I was like, wait a minute, nobody's here.
Oh, they have. Oh, yeah, I know that happens from time to time.
Yeah. Does it show a thumbnail or is the thumbnail blank?
What I clicked or for the YouTube one?
No, for the watch party.
It's just the same duck logo StreamYard link as always.
Huh?
If that's the one you're talking about.
That's for the StreamYard, not the actual watch party on YouTube.
Let's see the YouTube one.
I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I'm actually not seeing a thumbnail up for the.
Yeah, because I think for some reason they don't like that I was using those pictures. I just ripped them from Google, and for some reason they don't like them. And it's probably my green background on my channel art photograph. It's supposed to be a picture of the Twilight Saga. You only found me with your link, okay. You see a picture of, what do you see a picture of? What? That's what the thumbnail is. It's a picture. I just want to know if it's the one that I put. Because it's like I'll see it. Oh, okay. Discord. Yeah, I'm checking now. Sometimes it takes long. Yeah, that's how it should look like. Yep. Thomas Potts, that's how it should look. That's what it should look like. Yes, in 2 hours. Less than 2 hours now. Right. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you, Thomas Potts. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I've been muted this whole time.
Oops.
I was trying to tell you, it's like on the Discord, yes, the thumbnail picture is there.
No, I meant when you look for it, the thumbnail on YouTube. Sometimes it will just be a black square with a gray square with nothing. Sometimes they don't like the pictures you use as thumbnails. I don't know why. You rip them right from Google, so I don't know who owns. I don't even know who owns the. I don't know what studio did them. I don't care. I really don't. All right. Back to comic books. You think they'll ever get a good Green Lantern movie? Or
Casper Van Dien as Hal Jordan.
Is this a possibility or what?
That's who I'd say to do it. It's hard to get a good Hal, especially now that like the Ryan Reynolds movie has kind of like tainted the idea of a Green Lantern movie.
Yes, Andrea, I have to put it on, but I have to put on the wardrobe you provided. And I don't have any bobby pins, so I got
Gorilla Glue?
no killer glue. I've got bungee cord. I got bungee cord to put the thing to wrap the tutu to stay on. I just need another pair of arms and hands, and Nina's not here. I might have to go ask the drunk neighbor.
Oh dear, not that.
Hey, help me put on this light up tutu. Yeah, I'm normal. What?
You're drunk. Just don't worry, you won't remember it.
Yeah.
So, what was that? A good Green Lantern movie? If they went with a decent Green Lantern core, went Green Lantern core centric, and maybe, I like the idea of Casper Van Dien. That was a good one. As Hal Jordan, I would say a good way to do it, maybe have Kyle Rayner be the new Green Lantern who's coming in, and then you have like Guy Gardner,
John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
John Stewart, thank you, and Hal Jordan as maybe have John Stewart be his instructor, and then of course you could have Hal as, say, he's one of the more veteran ones now. Maybe say Guy Gardner and John Stewart have been in a few years, but Hal Jordan's one of the human veterans, and Kyle Rayner's the new person who was given a ring and is getting trained by John Stewart. I would put Hal Jordan more as a secondary character in a more leadership role, kind of like the Martian Manhunter was in Justice League. Kind of the focal point, sending people on different missions, kind of being the hub guy.
I'm down with that concept with even making John Stewart the main Lantern.
Oh, okay, we could definitely go with John Stewart being the new one. We don't even need to bring in Kyle Rayner. You could always maybe set that up as part of a sequel.
But I agree with the idea of not making it Earth-centric.
No, definitely not. Would you like to see the other Lantern Corps? I mean,
not yet.
Build it. Not yet? Maybe just a reference or something?
Just like the end of the bad one, go ahead and suggest the Sinestro Corps, and then work your way up from there.
I think I would love to see one of the few things I liked out of the New 52. I'd love to see Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern.
It depends on how much cash DC is willing to throw Ethan's way to use Atrocitus.
Oh, that is true. What about you? Who would you? You said Casper. Who would you see as a Jon Stewart? Who would make a good Jon Stewart?
Casper Van Dien is a little older now. I think. Crap. Let me find out really quick how old he is.
Probably close to his 50s by now, I think. All right, Andrea. We'll see you later.
Yeah, he's 52. If we're doing them in mentor roles and stuff like that, if we're doing the Kyle Rayner arc, Denzel Washington would make a great Jon Stewart. Just straight up, he would.
Oh my God.
Plus, that's star power for your movie.
Oh my God. Yeah. That would definitely be a good one. Hey, I got a question. Who do you think Morgan Freeman should voice? Because I think that would just add to it there. Get Morgan Freeman to voice one of the characters.
Probably one of the Guardians.
There you go. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Little Morgan Freeman in your Guardian.
Has Morgan ever been a villain?
Yes. Watch the movie Wanted.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot.
And Hard Rain with I can't think of his name now. Christian Slater.
That's a name I haven't. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, tell me about it. I had to really think about it. I was surprised I actually remembered it. Okay, so Casper Van Dien, Denzel Washington. Isn't Denzel older?
Oh, Denzel's like 60-something, yeah.
Maybe switch the roles up. Maybe make Jon Stewart the main guy, the main veteran, and if you use Casper Van Dien, maybe make him the switch the roles up there. That could work. Who would you pick for Guy Gardner?
See, I was just thinking about that, and
Now would it be Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Guy Gardner when he was out of the Corps? Obviously not Red Lantern, but that'd be interesting. I'm trying to think of who would.
Joel Edgerton.
I'll have to look that name up. I'm not familiar with it.
He played the sniper in American Sniper. He played Kyle. What's his name?
Oh, gotcha.
I think he was also in the Thing prequel.
I didn't like that movie. The CGI was just awful.
Yeah, and the studio was like not anywhere near happy about that. Holy crap, he's 46?
Yeah, he is.
What are these people drinking?
I don't know.
Who's 46?
Joel Edgerton.
Now, if you were going to pick a guy to play a young Kyle Rayner, who do you think you'd go with?
Hey, Resolute Germ. How's it going?
Actually, I could agree with Resolute Germ on that. I could see Van Dien as a Guy Gardner. No, I think when we were talking Resolute was I don't think I'm actually saying I don't want Hal Jordan to be the lead. I want him to be more secondary character in a leadership role. This be more focused on, say, Jon Stewart and training of Kyle Rayner as an idea.
Oh, holy crap. He was Owen Lars in the prequel movies.
Yeah, I saw that. I just saw that.
I did not know that. Zero Dark 30, not American Sniper. My bad.
I started saying he did. I was like, I've seen American Sniper. I haven't seen Zero Dark 30.
Bright. He was the other lead with Will Smith in Bright, where he's that orc cop.
I hated that movie.
I'm a fantasy guy. I dug it.
I just wasn't interested. I got about 30 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm just not there.
See, I grew up playing things like D&D and Shadowrun, and yeah, like bright as Shadowrun the movie. So,
I remember Shadowrun. I used to play Rifts. I used to play Palladium and White Wolf and Vampire a lot.
I was never a fan of the White Wolf system.
We went to it more because we decided we wanted to get away from a multi-sided die game with level up purposes. And we liked the concept of going to a single die system, this being White Wolf being 10-sided. And that
It's
as you
not
get your
level based,
point.
yeah. There's no classes. You're not level based. Yeah, I get that concept. I like the idea of open play far more. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was something that as we got a little bit older, throughout the years, we just enjoyed that more because it made us able to flesh our characters out our own way. And it was a little bit easier because you didn't have to worry about the alignments. And sometimes those, I hate to say it, but sometimes those alignments just got in the way of shit.
Alignment's kind of anymore, it's not even a point. Like back in the day, it meant something with the rule sets that it was part of.
Yeah.
Like back with 2nd edition and before, but once you got into 3rd edition and things like that, alignment meant nothing because people were going to play what they wanted to play anyway.
Yeah, I think alignment is real. I know they still have them in a lot of games, but I think they've mostly taken a back seat. I mean, I don't think people nowadays, when they're playing, yes, Thomas Potts, we are nerds. You're damn right.
Hello, not Ryan Johnson.
Hello,
Hey,
out
not
there
Ryan
in
Johnson.
YouTube land. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I was doing some work around the house, and I heard you guys talking comics and now role playing games. I'm like, ooh, my kind of stuff.
One of the things I'm going to try and do once I move is I really would love to set up like a Discord and get some people together who can find the time and do a like a virtual. Nowadays, back then, we could do role playing games. We usually got together at a local store or we got together at our friend's house. Nowadays, we can pretty much do this, on a virtual platform now, and we can actually have a bunch of people play. And you can have a dungeon master or storyteller or game ordinance director or god, take your pick. Yeah. I know all the names.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Yes.
Roll20,
Wow.
if you haven't heard of that app already. Which
yeah,
would be surprising.
What?
I have heard of Roll20. I've looked at it. I might look at it again when I get moved.
I play a regular Thursday night D&D game on Roll20.
Oh, nice. I'll have to look that up. I didn't do a lot of D&D, I'll be the first one to admit, but, I played Rifts and Palladium and Heroes Unlimited and things like that. So I am familiar with the multi-dited systems and stuff like that. And Palladium, more or less in that area, did have similarities to D&D.
Yeah, except for the concept of mega damage.
Mega damage is MDC is predominantly only in the Rift's future version. It's not SDC and hit points are standard in the Palladium, the Heroes Unlimited. MDC doesn't really play a factor unless you're playing
with
Rifts.
mechs.
With mechs and stuff. Yes,
because Palladium did Robotech too.
Oh, I forgot all about that. They did do Robotech.
It's like if a person takes a mega damage, they're just vaporized. But like your mechs could take a couple mega damage.
Well, it depends on the books because it's like depending on what characters you have in Rifts, it's like you have basic characters that are like 100 MDC. It can be up to a few hundred MDC. It depends on what kind of landscape the GM is going to build out of.
Yeah, power scaling was always rough in Palladium.
Oh yeah, because every book that came out was like, let's top the last one we had. It's like your saving throws. Every time you'd see like a character build, it's like, oh, we got to give them a bonus to this, but we give them a bonus to this. And then when you look at the originals, you're like, then they had to redo the entire core book because it doesn't meet up to where they ended up.
I always loved. I had such a hard on for Glitter Boy armor. I did.
Oh,
That was my favorite Armor and Rifts.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. That's what he always wanted to play. And then, of course, I played along with his brother, and his brother was like, he was very not a good game master. It's like he built this thing, we started playing. After the first adventure, he's like, "Oh, your glitter boy got destroyed." It's like, what?
You can't just say that's a thing that happens. What?
That's how he built the story. He's like, once we had our characters built, it was just like by the end, it's like, oh, your glitter boy got destroyed, but here's a mech that's like half the power instead, and it's like that's when I took over, and I was just like, not that I was a really good GM. I only ran a few, but it was like every time they'd try to pull something, it would make me think on my feet and have to come up with something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, when West End Games owned the license for Star Wars, I decided to buy the books, and I became the GM for that. I was the most familiar with Star Wars, and I was the only one reading EU stuff at the time, and I was one of the only ones who had a job and everything, so I could afford this stuff. And I go in and we set up characters, and I just let these guys have fun with it. One of my buddies created. Okay, now we gotta have a contest here.
Uh-oh.
What? Did you guys know about a site called the Trove.is? It is a compendium of like all different RPGs. You go out there, it's like you'll just keep scrolling, seems like for days, of all the stuff they have online, all the games out there. Stuff you never heard of. I mean, they have the entire they have everything from Palladium up there pretty much up until I guess whatever's new, because I don't know how often they update. They got a ton of stuff in there. It is like amazing. I mean, they have the White Wolf stuff. They have I think the Marvel books. They have just anything you could possibly think of, and they got anime games that came out. All this stuff, Cthulhu. I'm looking at it right now. I'm just scrolling through it, and I'm just getting into the D's now.
Okay. When I saw this at the game store I went to, I was just going for dice, and when I saw this, I about burst into fucking tears.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to understand. I used to have,
but
I used to have so many of those West End books, and I have digital copies now, but it's not the fucking same.
I guess not.
It's not. It's I want to print them out and stuff, but oh boy, this I gotta see this. Oh, I like that Millennium Falcon. Oh shit! Got a little source book in there or two.
Just one or two.
You got like a droids, maybe weapons, maybe ships.
Pretty much everything released for Saga System for Star Wars.
Nice.
Second Ed D&D down there, original and advanced. Marvel, the TSR Marvel. 3.5, 3.0, Pathfinder.
Yeah, I just threw the link to that site I was talking about in the private chat. If you want to check it out.
Oh, the Trove?
Yeah.
The ones I don't have sitting in here are Cyberpunk, because that's the active game me and the family are playing right now.
How is the Cyberpunk versus the RPG? I never played the pen and paper RPG version.
Never did what?
I never played Cyberpunk pen and paper RPG back in the day.
Oh, man.
It was on our list, but we ended up focusing mostly on Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, I was just never into the White Wolf system. I did play a couple of games. One time I played like the last Cappadocian.
Oh, nice!
Where it was like the 20th century, and he played the Highlander route with it, like all the stuff he'd collected throughout his lifetime. He owned an antique shop.
Did any of you guys catch the Valkyries unboxing video yesterday?
I wish. I saw it was up, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
They got Samantha Joe bought an Expanse limited edition box set, and there was a if you guys watch The Expanse and like the show, there was a replica. I don't know what the scale is, but there was full replica of the ship. It was quite cool.
Yeah, this is 4th edition.
I know people who still have. Yeah.
I know people who have first. I know friends of mine back home that still have 1st edition. Actually, when I was there, my buddy James, he goes, "Hey, check this out." He pulls it down, and there's the Vampire the Masquerade, the old green cover, everything. I was just like, oh my God. It was like holding gold in my hands.
Oh, they had all kinds of stuff.
My friend still has those. He's a big White Wolf fan. I'm just not as much.
Yeah, I've only played like a session or two. I got more into the printed books of the stories.
Yes, those were good. Actually, some of the stories they made for those role-playing games were actually good stories to play.
The one of my favorite trilogies they did, I think it was the Mask of the Red Death. I think it was the vampire story. It was just like, it was so cool what they did with it.
Hey, Anthony.
But they had so many variants, because you had your Vampire the Masquerade, then you had Mummy, you had Wraith, you had the Mage,
Werewolf.
Yeah, Werewolf.
Kindred of the East.
Yeah, Kindred. They had Hunters.
Vampire Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm. So depending on what, and then they wiped it all out. Yeah, and then they wiped it all out with the
Requiem.
Yeah, because I remember they just the White Wolf ended everything. They did like a depending on how you play the game, it's
they basically
Gehenna. They pulled Gehenna.
Yeah, Gehenna. That's what I was going to say. Gehenna. They basically achieved. They got to the end, which is the whole point. Is Gehenna.
Good evening, Yvette.
Hi, Yvette. Hey, Yvette. And then they restarted everything with new gameplay.
And I don't think it took too well, because they went back to doing this.
Yeah, because I actually saw the comparison of it, and I was like, I was like, no, this is just not what I used to like. It was too different. It was like too changed. I was like, no. I
did not like Requiem at all. I did not like it. They changed too much of the vampire personalities of the different clans. I played between 3 different types of characters, and honestly, my favorite was, I purposely did this. I started out, when you're young, you make the most badass character you can the first time out. You always want to make that. And then as you play and you get into it, you start purposely putting flaws in your character. You start looking for weakness. You're like, I don't want to be all powerful. I want to actually be a character. I don't want to be a one-dimensional character. As we got older, when you're kids, you want the most badass character you can make, but then you sometimes forget as a kid, you don't realize as a kid, some of the best badass characters are the ones that have the biggest flaws and certain weaknesses. And that's just something we grew with at a time. So I created a character that was completely outside my comfort zone. I didn't go with a clan. I went with a bloodline, which is a subsect of the clans. And I picked a female, daughter of Cacophony, and which you basically think of them as their offshoots of the Toreador. Mm-hmm. And, I created this character, and I did not make her a combat-oriented character. I actually made her a socialite. I went into the social beta and said, I do have a haven. I own my own safe house. I do this. I have an ear with the prince or somebody in the Primogens. I made her more of a socialite and more of a intellectual style character versus somebody who just would be like a gangrel and be all angry, violent,
Yeah, you
bestiality kind of style.
You went away from like the hack and slash characters that a lot of people want to play.
And I think we all do that.
Yeah, because those get boring.
Yeah, it's fun at first, but it does get boring after a while. Hack and slash just gets boring
Mhm.
after a while. You want some drama. You want to be able to test your skills out. You don't just want to be dodging, parrying, and shooting.
Yeah, I mean, sorry,
Wow.
that's my wife's on a call in the other room, so she's in one of
No
her
worries.
training classes. But I mean, like when I started playing Rifts, I picked I was playing
Is
the
she training
Cyanide.
to be a wolf?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I played a Cyanide, and it was like one of the early adventures I had. I had gotten hit and taken so much damage that I had to roll for like an insanity, and I ended up being afraid of the dark.
Oh, I remember the insanity stuff in Heroes.
And it was funny because in a later adventure, it was like we were playing and I had gotten captured and they threw me in this like arena and it went pitch black and I was just like, rolled and failed and I just passed out in the middle of the arena. And when they came in, they're like, "What the hell?" They're like, "What the hell happened to you?" I was like, and I had to play it off. I was like, "Oh, you know how it is, man. You take too many drugs and this chick's gonna kick your ass eventually." So and I won my personality role. So. It was just funny when you started bringing these things into the game because
Yeah, they do start making it fun. One of my buddies, years back when we started playing Rifts, that was where we bought most of our. Well, we kind of all split up. Some of us bought certain books, some of us bought certain other books. It was the only way we could figure out how to balance it out because we were fucking broke. And what little money we had, this is what we were spending it on. And these books ain't fucking cheap.
no, they're not.
No, even
They
back then
weren't
they were
cheap
like
even back in the
$30 a book.
90s.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't even cheap back in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at what, like $25 a pop on those books, or
25 or 30,
$17.99?
Yeah,
Depending
at
depending
least.
on the
for 50.
depending on the size of the book. If you got them hardcover or soft cover, it's like
Let's see. This book was, I think this was $45. I'm pretty sure this was $45. This cost me damn near 100. And I didn't care. I just bought it. I didn't care. Could have been 200 and I'd probably picked it up. I couldn't get past the fact that I was looking at West End Games Star Wars again. And I was just like, I brought the book home and all I did was I started going through it. I just started reading and re-immersing myself in this game and how it was played. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And I did the same thing with Vampire. And when I get eventually I'm going to get Werewolf. I'm probably going to go ahead and start as part of my hobby collections. I think I'm going to start picking up, checking eBay, checking stuff to see if I can't find back editions. Because unfortunately, West End, it's the only way I'm going to find the West End Star Wars supplemental stuff is going to be through third parties.
Well, check that website I sent you because they got so much stuff
I
up
got
there.
They I already got it saved. Oh, I already got it saved.
Yeah, because it's like there's so much stuff up there. It may be easier just to see it there, and it's like, ugh.
The local game shop I usually get my stuff through, he also has like this, it takes up like a whole damn wall of like a used section of ones that people are done playing with and they turned in for store credit to get newer edition stuff. That's where I got a load of my second and third edition D&D stuff. I didn't see any West End there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it rotated in and out. That's rare to see in a game shop though, because most game shops are a little snobbish and like we only deal with the new stuff.
The new stuff or what sells, whatever sells.
Yeah, you can go find back issue cards, but it is a bitch to go find back issue games. I mean, like role-playing games, those old school ones we're talking about. I mean, you can actually go up here. There's a store up here, for example, and they sell retro games. I mean, that's what they're fucking called, retro games. And I walked in there, and they got everything from Coleco to Atari, every Nintendo system, I think I even saw a Sega CD in that fucking place.
Got one of those here. We call them a play and trade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's the mom and pop ones are always pretty cool.
Well, that's where I got all my RPG stuff from, was my local comic book store back at home. And Yeah, I'd buy comic books, and then of course he'd have all the role playing games kind of in the center aisle there, and he had a very, and a lot of times, because we didn't have internet back then, I'd look through the catalog and I'd ask him to order shit. Remember those days, guys? Ordering from the store
What
catalog.
are those?
Yeah, remember ordering from the store catalog?
Oh yeah. Thankfully, I had a comic book shop that I went to that, I mean, I had to drive a ways to get there, but they had a bunch of the RPGs there. And if he didn't have them, he would order one for me. Because I knew the guy, I knew the guy pretty well, and I'd been going there for quite a while, so I got a rapport. So it's like if there was something he didn't have, he could get it. But that's a long time ago, and a galaxy far, far away.
I remember. Shit, I'm sure most of us are old enough to remember when we used to buy comics in a gas station on a rack.
I used to get them at 7-Eleven. When 7-Eleven was only open from 7 in the morning till 11 at night.
11 at night. Oh God, I've forgotten all about that. Yeah, I remember.
They're actually used. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they used to actually do that.
Because I remember when I was growing up, there used to be a farmer's market, and there would be a guy there who would sell comics, and I hated it because they were like, "Oh, I get 5-10 cents each," but he would cut out the title on the cover.
You got to be kidding me.
Yep. And I was like, he would just straight, the razor blade would just cut out the cover, so it was like pretty much useless. I mean, my father was still getting it for me so I could read them, but they were useless for resale value.
Oh yeah. It's funny. We started talking about riffs, and I had a term pop in my head I hadn't thought of in ever. A splugorth.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit! I just thought Flugorth.
Atlantis.
Yes, Atlantis. Oh shit! You even remembered the title of it. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, that was Atlantis. My favorite was honestly because of the Glitter Boys and tracks and stuff. My favorite was the Germany one.
Oh yeah, with the origin of the juicers and everything.
I actually had a buddy of mine who played a juicer, and his whole goal of his character was he was trying to see how he could continue being a juicer and not die in like 5 years.
Oh, good luck with that. That's the whole point.
Live fast, die young. Yep. Juicer code.
Yep. I remember it was the only way surviving was like you had to go through detox after before the 3rd year.
Yeah, I know.
And then I played one time. I tried something fun. I decided to play an MOM.
Oh, one of the crazies. Yeah,
crazy ones. Yes, the crazy ones. And I went with more. And I went with more. I didn't go Hannibal Lecter. I think I was going more Norman Bates.
Yeah, I mean it was like we were talking earlier. It's like they just kept making the characters more and more powerful.
Yeah.
It starts taking away because then it's like, okay, then you can only use these characters in like a higher end gameplay. Because because I remember with the juicers, they had alternate juicers, which you had some specialized in speed only, some was specialized in strength only, and
I did not pay a whole lot of attention to the juicers. A few of my buddies did. I always kind of stayed away from them because I was kind of like, I don't want my character to just randomly have to die of a heart attack.
That's what I was like. But then it was like after a while, I was like, you know what? It doesn't really matter because who knows how long I'll be playing this game for with the group I would play with, you know?
That's true. But back then I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was playing with usually we had the same 4 people. I think we at least had the same, on an average, same 4 to 5 people on a game base. Now we did have some people who would come in as other friends, and they would try the games out, but you could kind of tell the ones who really were interested and those who really just were there being like, I have no idea what to do, and they would just never ask questions. And we're all so engaged in it that we kind of almost sometimes forgot those people were even there. I mean, we were kids. What do you expect? We weren't
Yeah.
adults.
Had plenty of time back in those days.
Yeah, had nothing but time. Well, I had a fun one. I was doing a story for Star Wars, and I had a buddy of mine, my friend Wolf, my friend James, a couple others, and I was pulling one of the stories from one of the source books from Weston Games, and I took that story and I was going with it. Well, they totally blew the whole thing out because I'm playing the NPC, and the NPC's like, "Don't you even think about it." And he's like, "Ah, screw this." And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Okay, TIE bombers come in. You're gonna have to do like a heroic roll," and fucking they did it. And I'm like, "Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen." All of a sudden, they walk into the tent, and I said, "There's a rank 4 and a rank 5 general." I hadn't had my Star Wars Imperial ranks really down at the time. So I just said rank 4, rank 5. And my buddy Wolf walks in, pulls out his blaster. The general looks at the rank 5 and is like, "What the hell you think you're doing?" He says, "I pull up my gun, I pull it out, and I blow him, shoot him in the head." I turned the gun to the rank 4 general. I said, "You've just been promoted." And I looked dead at him. I said, "Okay, guys, we need a smoke break."
That's
And
funny.
that is the first lesson of, as a DM, no plan survives first contact with your players.
Oh heck yeah, that's one of those things that's like I would have like a generic outline and have and I'd be like, ugh, I don't know where it's going to go this time.
You have to go with a generic outline because a lot of times, because that gives you room to be able to change your things, repiece your scenarios to make them fit. Whereas you get way too detailed. Unfortunately, that's the thing. I think a lot of DMs, they try to get very, very. What's that?
No, I was going to say, take care, Cinnabon.
Okay, take care, Cinnabon.
Later, Cinnabon.
So they try to put in a lot of detail. They'll put in a lot of effort, and I give them all the credit in the world. The problem is, then they try to restrict you. Like, no, you got to go here, you got to go do this. It's kind of like, well, then where's the fun in it?
Oh yeah, I had a friend of mine who ran a game where he let us. He was like, "Oh, I'll let you guys start off." First, it was a D&D. He was like, "I'll let you guys start out at level 5," and I was like, "All right." Next thing you know, we're fighting. It's like a campaign to fight a god when you're 5th level. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
That's interesting.
And I was just, and I mean, like almost like direct conflict. I'm like, are you kidding me? He'd have us fighting characters that were nowhere in our league. I mean, I had one of my characters get, because I had rolled up 2, and
oh god,
and one of mine was just like I botched a roll, and I just like I knew we weren't going to survive the confrontation because the thing was just too powerful, and it was just like one of my characters was like died and got eaten, and I was just like, and I told him after a while, I was like, "Why do you have this? Oh, well, you guys should be able to handle." I was like, "No, you should have, set this up to deal with the level we're at, not at what your crown and glory is for what you want to do."
And especially new DMs have a problem with that. They have this newer DMs. They have this story they want to tell, and God help the PCs that like even want to think about doing something else.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have, what you want to do, but you just can't go from starting to 3/4 of the way through what you want to do in like a couple of sessions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times what I would end up doing is I ended up getting to more of a generic outline. I mean, as a kid, I would just be like, I'd have this general idea of what I was going to do. And then I kind of see what the characters did, and I'd kind of play it from there. And ended up making my sessions a little more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Or actually, a lot more fun. Because they'd be like, "Yeah, I want to create something." I'm like, "Okay, you're the mechanic. What are you creating?" "I want to create this thing called a KMA." I was like, "What's a KMA?" He goes, "Kiss my ass missile." And I said, "Fine." I looked at it. I was like, "What do you want to do with it?" And I gave him the roll, and he got the roll. I'm like, "All right, you can make it. Now you just got to get the materials for it."
Good afternoon, Dee Myers.
Hey, Dee.
What's up?
The one thing I always like, this is probably why I've never really gotten into MMORPGs, is I don't know. The visuals are great. I guess I just, still focused on the interaction with your friends and the imagination that, you can let your mind kind of really spin into some things.
That's why I like the RP servers in MMOs. But then again, the only MMO I really ever got into was City of Heroes.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, man. For 2006, it had more customization than they all do today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I never played it, but I heard about that game. It was like I knew that the one of the biggest sellers on that was that it's so customizable.
Oh yeah, the
I'll be right back.
graphics aren't awesome today, but I still play it because there's a ghost server out there
Okay.
with people still making content. Go look up the Homecoming crew or something like that.
Yeah.
And they've got a current, and they're still writing new content for it for City of Heroes.
I mean, I played was it DC Universe for a while, but I just got bored with it.
Yeah, DC's too restrictive with like its class build and shit like that. It's like, what type of hero are you? Are you this particular type of blaster? And
Yeah, it's just like it was like I'd create a character, play for a while, and then by the time it's like, all right, you can go do higher level content. I'm like, all right, I'm bored. I want to build something else because I was more into I like the idea of creating characters, see what I can do, and then but it's like when you're still running through the same gameplay over and over again, no matter who your mentor was that you chose, basically just blow up stuff and get loot. You're just always hunting for loot.
yeah, City of Heroes has got like just its skill tree alone is crazily wide.
Yeah,
like even in the creating a character is like you've got this main. Here's your main power where you're going to draw most of the large suite of abilities from. And, here's a secondary set of powers too. And then as you build up the character within the build-up section, there's like 8 more branches you can start drawing from. Okay, my main character, he's got Sonic Blast and Super Strength as his main and secondary powers.
Hey,
Fuck
Raven.
Guild Wars. Guild Wars is what killed City of Heroes because NCSoft were a bunch of bitches and stole the development team while City of Heroes was still making money. They didn't just... The City of Heroes didn't die off. NCSoft actively murdered it. And all for the dev team. Also, they could build up a dev team for Guild Wars 2.
I wish they had done more with like Knights of the Old Republic. Because that original game for me was like it was great. And then when the second one came out, it's like they never really finished it. And it was just like a letdown. And now you have like the Old Republic, which I, depending on who you talk to, like or don't like for various reasons.
I played the Old Republic for like a couple of months. And then I just lost interest.
Because I'm like for Star Wars, I'm like that would have been. I don't know why they're doing the High Republic and the books and trying to sell that now.
I've been trying to look up what the sales are even for that thing, if it's even making money.
The only sales figures you're going to find is the stuff that they've made distributors get.
Yeah, I saw that there were like 200,000 copies or something of High Republic comic. I'm like, that doesn't mean shit. That just means the distributors own them. And that doesn't mean they're sold.
Yeah, the only information I have is like some of the Star Wars channels that actually have been starting to read the books and stuff, and they'll give their opinions on it.
I can't stand the book covers. They're so juvenile. And I mean, even the juvenile books I have of Star Wars, the only ones that even come close to even looking like that are the ones I have, the book series I have where Anakin Solo is the main character. And that was like a 5-part book series. I think it was called Junior Jedi Knights, if I'm not mistaken. I still have them. But all my books are boxed up right now.
Getting ready for the move.
Got the La Quinta for Knoxville reserved. Got the U-Haul reserved. Made a decision. And I was talking with my wife. I was like, I think we should move the beds. Not the beds, but at least the mattresses. Because I'm like, we're going to be there. We can't guarantee that, we might be looking at up to a week without a lot of our stuff in the house. So decided, let's go ahead and take the beds. That way we're not sleeping on air mat because my back, oh my God, my back on an air mattress, I'm fucked. And sleeping on the ground like that, no, sorry. Those days have long since passed me.
Oh, yeah. The body's not recovered like it used to.
Not at 41 years old, it ain't.
Yeah. Especially me at 52.
Wow.
Well, I made the mistake of the last 2 years since I retired from the military. I got myself out of shape, which, big fucking surprise. But I got to admit, I did kind of enjoy it a little bit.
Well, yeah, there you go. It's when it's a sedentary lifestyle just hits you hard.
Hey, Revan.
Hey, Revan.
Hey, Revan, another kick-ass video, buddy.
Dudes, hey, thanks for that, man. It seems to be getting a good bit of views at the moment. Hold on, and I'll tell you what it's at.
When I saw it was at 4 views, but I think you had just popped it up.
It is at 25.
Nice.
25. Nice.
Yes, it is.
Good job, man.
Good God, that's my.
But yeah, one of the goals I do want to do is eventually work with people, get a group together, maybe do some kind of RPGing virtually. I would love to get back into that. I've missed it so much. It's one of my most favorite memories of growing up. And actually, as I tell a lot of people, I don't think they realize it. First off, we used to get the shit picked on us for having those books.
Oh my, NB, isn't me? Or do you notice, like, when we were kids and that, I mean, I wasn't born in the 1850s like you were, but I'm just saying, when we were kids, we'd get the shit, like you said, we get the shit kicked out of us, we get mocked and things, we'd nearly have to hide it, and if you're like, oh my God, he has a lightsaber, and nowadays it's like, oh my God, he has a lightsaber, and I'm like, dude, I can name you 55 Sith Lords if you want me to. Who owned this lightsaber? And where do you know it from?
I always like this one. I want to tell people when I always have fun with it. I was like, name me the first Sith Lord who had a double-bladed lightsaber.
Exar Kun.
And then I'll be like, huh?
What?
Exar Kun.
Yeah, Exar Kun.
Thank you. Yes, Exar
And it
Kun.
wasn't a wide-handled one. It was a very narrow-handled one.
Yeah,
but
don't forget,
on that.
but guys, don't you also forget, in his time, there was also someone even older than him who had a double-bladed Sith sword. Man, there's a reference for you.
Was that in Fall of the Sith Empire?
I think it was
the two prequel books.
It was pretty like far back in the timeline. I forget which book it was, but yeah, he had like two Sith imbued swords like together, and they were actually the swords from back in the day. This is before lightsabers.
You know, one of the most interesting stories I'd love to see get done in, like, say, an animated or even live action. I'd love a Tales of the Old Republics. You know, a Ulick, Nomi Sunrider, Exar Kun,
The Keldroma brothers, yeah.
Keldroma brothers. I would love that. And yes, Bruce Lombardo, we are talking a lot of tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
Mainly because I absolutely, and that was, like I said, it was one of the biggest things was I got my ass into, people thought we were Satan worshipers, that we were devil worship. It's like, dude,
They actually made a movie about that with starring Tom Hanks.
I remember that when it first came out, and I was just like, are you kidding me?
It's called like
Tom Hanks
Mazes
is
and
in-
Minotaurs or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, they freaked out when people would LARP. They thought we were all like going out hunting people because people were. Basically, LARPing was cosplay before cosplay was cool.
Oh yeah. Do you remember the heavy metal attacks from
Yeah.
the government? And it was
Oh,
just like, they were taking like who was it? what was it, Judas Priest they took to, or it was Iron Maiden? I forgot one of the bands that they took to court. And they were like, you know, they were sister. Yeah, it was like, I remember it was like they were taking the albums and spinning them backwards. It's like, oh, can't you hear can't you hear what it's saying? It's like, no, I can just hear a wobble, wobble, wobble. And
well, then it's like no, dude, I don't. It's like, no, I'm not a disc jockey. I don't play my records backwards.
Yeah, it's like who's gonna spin these around backwards so you can ruin them? It's like I enjoy my records and my albums.
NB, I think it was Theo Bud who I said it to on the morning stream about the 70 show. There was a scene that I stood up at from the 70 show where they had I think it was Kiss or one of the bands that he said, and one of the characters is a foreign guy and he was staying with his super religious parents, and they're like, no, guys, I'm telling you, fellas, that Satan is in the music, and they put it on and you hear him and there's songs playing and everything, and he's like, I hear hail the devil, hail the devil. He goes, I can hear it. And he goes, what? He goes, what can you hear? He goes, I can hear you breaking my record.
Yeah.
My favorite reference to that kind of shit was Little Nicky.
Oh yeah.
The guy going, hey man, what's Ozzy saying when you play his records backwards? Nothing. He always came straight with his messages. But check this out.
Chicago 17.
Chicago.
Surrender your soul to Satan, Ozzy,
and spread the blood of the universe.
Oh my God, Chicago kicks ass.
Wasn't there a movie? Was it called Detroit Rock City, where they brought up the whole thing about what KISS stood for?
Knights in Satan's Service?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, who? Yeah. I really had to wonder who came up with that shit.
Isn't Gene Simmons quite a religious Jew?
I doubt it, not knowing him.
I don't have a clue.
No, I think from what I saw, like back in the day when he done that live show, right? He had he wears the Star of David and things like that around himself and that.
I know he's a moderate leaning conservative type, maybe more libertarian, I would say. Mm-hmm. But that's about as far as I know, and that's only because I've heard him on different conservative talk shows I listen to. But I've also heard him on left-leaning talk shows. He tends to do pretty well. He's one of the few that can get away with getting along with everybody and not getting. Probably because I mean, do you really want to fuck with Gene Simmons?
I mean, did you know that? Go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys mentioned Ozzy. I actually got to see Ozzy Osbourne a couple years ago down in Jacksonville.
How stoned were you?
I was still in the military, so I was not stoned at all.
Not even from the contact high?
That doesn't count. My mom and her husband were stoned out of their minds, trust me. You guys worship Satan and Bell when you play D&D. I mean, why else have...
But that's the funny thing, don't you? Guys, do you know that the creator of D&D was actually a Jehovah's Witness?
Wait, Gygax or Arneson?
Yeah, I don't know which one, but the one with the ponytail and glasses.
That was Gygax, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was a creator. He was a Jehovah's Witnesses.
I wonder which system. I'd love to look this up. I'm curious to which system actually coined the phrase first, the natural 20.
I don't know. I've been hearing the phrase for as long as I've been gaming, and that was 20-odd years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the same boat. I bet you it comes around probably somewhere in the 60s and 70s. But yeah, it's funny. I love sometimes every now and again I'll be like, I'll put a tweet out and I'll say, man, I could really go for a natural 20 right now. And I'll get people to give me thumbs up because they know what the hell I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a laugh. When I was in school, there was this young new priest, right? And he was there and he was like really religious, like
a priest in a Catholic school.
Yeah, obnoxiously religious, those young guys. A few years later, I went to Comic-Con and I'm like, that's Father Thomas. And I went over and my father's like, I'm not a priest anymore. Wait, why? He's like, yeah. And they looked at the guy. The guy was like covered in tattoos, and I'm like, why did you leave? He's like, don't believe anymore, man. Said, plus got her pregnant. looked over, looked at the kid, like, wait now, hold on. You left 5 years ago. That kid is 6 years old. Oh, God, that's a scandal.
Yeah, priests don't want you to do the math.
Yeah, no, but it's fun. It's fun when you do the math in front of him. He's there and he's like, yeah. I'm there and I just look like, you went from the most religious guy in the world to one of the biggest metalheads I've ever seen. And he's like, yeah.
I always found it funny when I go to rock concerts and stuff like that, especially when I go to rock fests. I went to Welcome to Rockville a couple of years in a row. I went to Carolina Rebellion I think 3 years in a row. And then you always have this one group of
Hey, I
people.
gained 3 subscribers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Today alone.
And you'll always get that one person who comes out there and they're out there and they got their bullhorn and they're like, this is devil's music, this is Satan worship. And I one time finally said, I said, please explain to me how the music I listen to makes me any less of a Christian.
But
and I got into about a 40-minute conversation with the guy, and I'm like, look, man, you can quote scripture all you want. I get it. Okay, I don't have my Bible memorized, but what do you think we're hearing over here? What are you hearing? What songs are you hearing that you think is evil? I said, a lot of these songs deal with personal tragedies and overcoming addictions and families and stuff like that. I said, that's a lot of what that stuff is. Or it's about expressing your anger or your resentment towards something in a constructive way. And, the guy was just like, yeah, but there's other ways you can do it. I said, yeah, but this is how we express it.
Yes.
And I said, I gave the guy a handshake. I said, thanks for your time, man, but I gotta get out of here.
I remember during I'm not getting into politics, but I just have to start it like this. During the gay referendum, the same-sex marriage referendum in Ireland, there was the yes campaign and there was the no campaign. And I went up to the no campaign, which were teachers from my school, Christian Brothers. And I walked up to them and I'm like, try and convince me to vote no without quoting the scriptures or the Bible or mentioning Jesus. And he just looked at me and was like, okay then. And I left. So that just really made me smile because those guys were assholes. But the thing is, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, I was gonna ask a question about RPG gaming stuff, but go ahead and finish, bud.
No, I am finished.
Okay. Did any of you all, when you did your tabletop games, did you guys ever use any of the what was it? Warhammer, I think, was one where you had games where you had props for them. I
did one in school. God, it was years ago. I forget a lot of it now. It was a Star Wars tabletop, but I still remember the Jedi I came up with in my head, and my friends on Discord, they still play and everything like that. They're there, and one of the girls I know, she still has her figurine in a little cabinet up on the wall. She said her husband put it there, and they were putting it while we put in it, right? And her husband put up his first D&D dice, and then she came in with she said it was a nice surprise. And she looked up on the wall, and there was her character in the little case. NB, are you going to get your geeklings into D&D?
I tried a little bit ago when I bought my Star Wars West End. That's a little more kid-friendly. Vampire is not kid-friendly at all.
Well,
White Wolf is not kid-friendly. I'm going to try possibly maybe closer to summertime after I get
I'd say Christmas. Like when you're all sitting down feeling Christmassy spirit, writing a big Christmas story like they did in The Big Bang Theory.
That's a possibility. I'll have to keep that in mind.
That might get them into.
Aren't they destroying the history of D&D?
No, Oh, no. There's actually YouTubers out there who are doing lore videos on D&D.
I need to actually start looking for some YouTube videos that talk about RPGs.
I've got but they're mainly electronic ones, but I can link it to one. I'll have to find them later on, but I'll link it to one dude, NB, who's basically who does Elder Scrolls lore, D&D lore, shit like that.
Cool beans. Yeah, I love that shit.
But weird question. I got a few people commenting on my voice. How's my voice in the video?
Sounds normal to me.
Okay. A few people were saying, "Oh, I got into a fight over it." I linked it to a YouTuber. He did Star Wars videos, but a guy I've known since basically day one on Discord, it didn't go pretty. Words nearly got heated, but I walked away because I'm like, if I ever want to message him in the future, I'm just going to walk away. And it's like I don't want to fight with people anymore. I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, I got to take off. I got to get some stuff done. Hopefully.
Hello, hey, now Ryan Johnson.
What's going on?
Nice to actually get to hear you.
Oh yeah, good to be on the panel.
Yeah, been a while since I've seen you. I haven't been around Anti-Tracker because he's streaming in the.
Because he streams at like different times, and if he's on, like a lot of times he's been on late, and I'm like, I'm like, with the way my work schedule is and my wife's work schedule is, usually, I'm up at 4:40, 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, so I'm like, I can't be staying up that late.
Yes.
So, alrighty, everybody, have a great day.
Right.
I'll see you around.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you, Matt Ryan Johnson. Have a great day, man.
Take care now, Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
You got it. Bye.
What a little New York accent I heard. Is that a little New York accent I heard in him?
It is, guy. I need to apologize to the chat for that lady who's just there. Not Ryan Johnson. What an awful lady.
Yeah, I'm seeing some good names in here too. Legion of Myth, Matt Collins, the RPG Pun. Yeah, I hadn't thought about actually looking at streams for RPG stuff, but yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, I'll link it to. It's not, he don't stream, but he does videos on it. But I'll link it to him.
Yeah, do that for me, bud. You know where to find. You know where to DM it to me.
I do. But fucking hell.
Did you? Did any of you guys ever? I know you guys didn't really get into White Wolf, but did you ever hear back when the internet was relatively early? There was this one website we used to always go to. It was called BJ Zanzibars.
No.
Okay. Yeah, he was
but the internet wasn't that big over here for like a lot longer than it was in America.
Well, this guy used to basically take the idea of, okay, are you guys familiar with GURPS, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So basically what it was people would put in like fan ideas, and they would basically be like set up for like GURPS. Like, for example, in White Wolf, they would have a way of making it to where you could play an immortal like in Highlander.
Okay.
Yeah, GURPS is short for like a global universal RPG system.
Ah.
So like you could pull in any character from any realm to do it. You could have Mortal Kombat facing off against Highlander versus Robotech versus Power Rangers versus Star Wars.
Hold on, wake up, Jedi.
I'm like.
It basically GURPS. The idea of it was to be able to take generic. The whole point was the generic charactering to where they could take characters from other platforms and bring them over, and they came up with those conversion process for you for different platforms.
Okay. You know what I would absolutely love to see? And I don't know with everything going on with Star Wars and everything like that, but I'm just saying, I'd love to see a brand new MMORPG set in the future. Call it, say something like it's the Rise of the Force. Just say, right? Just basically have it said like the Knights of the Old Republic, but just say for fuck's sake that there's a new Jedi Order after rising up. And to combat it, there's a new Sith Order, because without light, there's always darkness. So there's a new Sith Order. Then there's an order who's trying to be it, or else there's people who are in between. Then you have mercenaries, and if you choose mercenary, you can actually choose Mandalorian, right? And I'd have some like that. But I always said, my friend told me that if I ever get to make games and I make this, that she's going to personally abort me. So I had this idea for a Star Wars game, and I want to see how you guys think. You start off, you and your friend, your Force users, right? Say me and NB, say me and you start playing it, right? So we're Force users, and then we meet Jedi and we meet Michael. And the two of us are going along and everything, are going through the missions, we make our own choices, and at the very end of it, we meet the Father, the new Mortis, right? So we meet him and we're kneeling down and he's there and he touches our heads, and so NB's lightsaber shape, and he's like, he looks and the color goes from being white to blue. Michael lifts his head up and his lightsaber goes from being white to green. And you're looking and you're like, wow. You're like, I'm a Jedi. And then you look, then Jedi's is blue, and you look over and you're like, Revan? And I have my hands on the ground and I'm digging my hand into the dirt. Like, wait, Revan? And then my hand starts shaking and my saber shaking. And my blade gets a red hue to it. And then the whole blade turns red. And the final boss in the game is your friends. What would you think?
He's away for the moment.
So. Oh, he's back. What would you think, Abby?
I think it'd be worth a shot. I think just about anything's worth a shot at this point. Because unfortunately, Disney did kind of ship their goodwill out the window.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know. I don't know how you manage to. I gotta be like thinking Favreau's like, fuck me. It's like all my hard work just got shit down the toilet.
So yeah, I asked Drew, right? And we were on his stream. I asked him, and he said, what he's heard and things like that is Kennedy's contract's not being renewed. And I'm like, well, this is fucking cemented. But here's the thing. Do you think, say after Kennedy's gone, do you think that she'll be back?
I think that'll be up to her. I think it'll honestly come down to whether she's going to want to come back. I would not be surprised if, I mean, you want to talk about giving the biggest FU. It's like, oh, you fired me? I'm going to go work for the Daily Wire. I'm going to go make a movie with the Daily Wire with Ben fucking Shapiro, one of my freaking heroes in the conservative world.
I know.
Your post is anti-Semitic. Goes to work for the most orthodox Jew in pop culture.
You are anti-Semitic. I got hired by a Jew, not just like, a Jew,
practically the Jew.
Yeah, the Jew.
I mean, this is Ben Shapiro we're talking about. This guy could argue his heritage with a rabbi and probably still win.
Dude, I still love NB. I still love fucking Ben Shapiro listening to a non-binary person talking about how they're gender fluid and everything, and he's there and he's like, he goes, can I ask you a question? Well, he goes, my grandfather was schizophrenic. Okay, he said, right. He goes, his personality had switched. You could call it fluid. So it goes, oh my God, you shouldn't have had him out on the streets. He should have been medicated. Exactly.
I like the one where I love the one where he's like, well, I am going to ask you how old you are. And she goes, I'm 20. She goes, I'm 20. Why aren't you 65? Why can't you identify as 65? It's like, because you can't change your age. Exactly. I love Ben Shapiro. Man, I went on I was like, for years, I was on a Ben Shapiro, especially Steve Crowder. Steve Crowder and Change My Minds are awesome.
I did not like Steve Crowder for a long time. There's a few bits I don't agree with Steve Crowder and things like that. There's a few science bits and things that I don't agree with him, but I'm after getting back into him, especially since I became more conservative.
But yeah, I think it's going to come down.
I'm going to give you a shock. I'll give you all a shock. When I was in high school, I considered myself a feminist.
Really? You? Shocking.
Yeah.
I find that
bullshit.
He's bringing second wave back.
What I would probably say is, I don't know if she'd come back. I think it would have to come down to some, like, how she feels about with everybody, like whoever takes over, whoever replaces whoever, and if she had, a good relationship, depending on how relationships are still with, say, Favreau and Filoni.
Yeah.
At that point, there's a possibility. Yes, I wouldn't say she's going to write it off, but I mean, within a couple of days of them letting her go or not renewing her contract or whatever you want to call it, I mean, you can spray it however you want. She gets a call, and within a couple of days with her agent, is going to produce and star in a movie with the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro. And I knew this was going to be picking up traction because for those of you who don't know, I'm very big into politics. Politics is my crap.
Really?
Yes, I know. It's shocking. And I started seeing David Webb mentioning it, Steve Crowder mentioning it. Steve Crowder put it on Twitter. Donald Trump Jr. put it on Twitter. David Webb brought it up on my way to the store when I was buying some beer and in the morning, or I was getting some vape. I don't remember which. Anyway. And then I saw the thing with Ben Shapiro, and I heard Wilkow mention. I just like, man, all the big names in conservative media are highlighting this hypocrisy. But, and then Ben Shapiro's like, fine. I'll take you don't want this highly marketable woman? Come over here. I'll work for me.
Like I was saying, for talk's sake, what they could do, very simply, is they could say that after you do time skip, right? And they say that after the events of The Mandalorian, Cara learned of Neo Alderaan, ruled over by Leia's cousin. Okay? And then, so she's there and she goes to live without the thing of her people. They say she even had a kid, blah, blah. Give the character a good life, right? And then, say, at the end of Mandalorian Season 3 or at the end of Mandalorian Season 4, they find a very hard-to-kill Force user, right? And the Force user, say, an Inquisitor or something like that, find them. Then, when the Mandalorian has no weapons, Ahsoka gets her ass knocked out. All you see is you just see like big heavy bullets going through the Inquisitor, and when the camera pans up, there's Gina standing there with her gun, and she's like, "Hey, miss me?"
That's way too optimistic. They're gonna give it a one-line throwaway in the dialogue that she was killed ignobiously by a fucking rando, freaking death stick dealer in an alley on Navarro.
You know what? You beat me to it, Michael. You beat me to it. I was gonna say almost the same thing.
That's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a one line of dialogue throwaway. Oh, she was killed by a fucking drug head.
And most likely it won't be Favreau or Filoni who make that call. It'll be somebody else, and not even they won't even be notified. Huh?
That chick who used to be Weinstein's coffee gopher, she's going to end up being the one who takes over.
Dude, I looked for her. They're after scrubbing all references to her. And get this, Twitter, a lot of the times you have to trick your browser to take a screenshot of Twitter. Twitter will not let you take a screenshot of them. I tried so much. Yeah.
Well, that's why just use Snippet.
I don't know what Snippet is.
Check your computer. You might have it. It's a way you can take. You just hit this thing called Snippet, and you take a screenshot.
Oh,
you copy what you want to.
If you're on a desktop, the snipping tool.
Yeah, the snipping tool.
Yeah, but guys, I'm gonna go. My food just arrived. NB, tell your wife a happy Valentine's Day. And Michael, you tell your hand I said hello.
Yeah, and
okay, peace out, guys.
Take care, Evan.
Take care, bud.
See you, Evan.
Yeah, I think, Michael, I think you nailed it right there. It's going to be some throwaway line.
It's going to be insulting as fuck, and then they're never going to bring it up again.
Nope. It's going to be a slap in the face.
Because that's what they want. They want the hard erasure.
Yeah, they want to say she's dead, call it a day. And, of course, then somewhere along the line, somebody will get their head out of their ass and they'll retcon she wasn't really dead. But that's debatable. That's assuming she wants to ever come back. I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue. Me, I'm a bitter motherfucker, and I take grudges for a long time.
I've been a fan of Gina Carano since she was Crush on American Gladiators, and caught her MMA stuff before that.
Shit, she was on American Gladiator. Was that the new? Yes. Was that the rebooted one they did?
Yeah, the rebooted one.
Oh, I didn't get to see those. I remember the original American Gladiators.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh God.
Yeah, the silver and black uniforms and stuff like that. Yep. Hers looked so good.
Yeah. But, she's marketable. And what's probably going to happen is I can see how this is going to play out. Cancel culture. Well, they know they can't cancel Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro's too fucking big. They don't have a prayer in a bucket against him. He left Breitbart and started Daily Wire, and Daily Wire is successful. So, hey. The guy is going to make money. So they're going to make something. It's going to stream. And what do you want to bet? They're going to watch it and they're going to rip it apart. They're going to say it's the worst thing on the planet. Gina Carano is garbage. This is unreal. This is just some right-wing propaganda. And they're just going to spew it so bad that it's going to make people want to go see it.
Yeah, there she is as Crush.
Yeah. Nice. She could break me in two. I'd have no problem with that.
Wow. Sorry, Bill. I was dealing with a lot of different things. Bills.
Oh, okay.
Well, here, check out the second woman.
Cleaning, and I see her.
Yeah, I saw her on that show. I'm like, who the hell is that? And
yeah, and it's almost.
Damn, look at them nipples.
Found out about her MMA career and everything like that. I was like, shit, she's a champion. She's a fucking belt holder and shit,
She's a badass.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't toe the right politics.
It wasn't even that. It was completely a misrepresentation of what she said. Yeah,
it was. And I actually made a very short video. I think it was like 2 minutes long, saying I stand with Gina. And I said, I do have family that is Jewish. I do have family that actually had relatives that lived through that nightmare. And some of them said, when she made that comparison, I said, yes, this is not inaccurate. This is maybe a little extreme, but it's at least unlike other times we see those stupid comparisons. This one actually had some weight behind it.
Her comparison is like the tactics of, number one, misrepresenting what people say and sending neighbors after neighbors is
I know.
Yeah.
It does have validity to its characterization.
Yeah, it leads to the cancellation of people and things like that. They got neighbors to report on neighbors, and then guess what happened? Neighbors reported on neighbors, and she got canceled.
Okay, remember V? Not V for Vendetta, V.
The original TV show or the reboot?
Yeah, the TV show. Okay, remember how the whole thing? Yes, the original one with Mark Singer in it as the was it Mark Singer, the guy who played Dar in Beastmaster?
Hello, Easton Burke.
That one, yeah. Well, remember, there is that one Jewish family where you have that old man who is pointing out, he's noticing similarities when they're trying to round up scientists. They're trying to, and you got the lady who calls in and says, what if I know someone who might be holding a scientist? And, these are things that they're noticing. that are very similar to that type of thing. And it's sometimes, unfortunately, people throw that around so much
It's
that they
neo-McCarthyism.
cheapened it. Yes. Oh, McCarthyism, perfect. Yeah, McCarthy took it way too goddamn far.
Okay, guys, we have to end this stream because we got to get ready for the watch party, and I have to put on some wardrobe. So,
All right, what time are you firing up your stream, buddy?
T-minus, I'm guessing 45?
Yeah, 46 minutes. So,
all right. Well, we'll be there.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So, take your breaks, whatever you need to do. I'm gonna make sure I have a vomit bucket at the ready. So, yeah, good times.
Oh, Bill, is it really going to be that bad? Come on.
It's a terrible movie series.
It depends.
Well, I know.
It depends on who shows up. It depends. I mean, I'm worried about that. So I'm worried who's going to show up. Wasn't a whole lot of promotion, but I tried. So we'll see you later. Thank you all. Have a good morning. Come and watch me and hopefully some others really make fun of the film. So that's the intention. See you in a bit.
Okay,
Later,
Bill.
folks.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.